What's up, guys? Jack here, and we're back with a video, but it's not my typical Forza video of doing these races. I've actually decided to try a little bit of ACC. I got frustrated with just the lack of presence of quality drivers in the lobbies in Forza, the lack of content in the game, so I decided to try this. I still do not have a steering wheel and pedal setup, so I'm still playing on the controller, but I decided to give ACC a go, and I really enjoy driving in this game, actually. So I decided to start doing some races, and these are some of the first races I ended up doing. We're here in the, I think we're either in the Bentley or we're in the Ford Mustang. Oh my! Anyways, as we change our underwear and get back to driving, we didn't have a very good start there. I tried to be cautious and I lifted most of the straightaway, but just absolute chaos ensued. So, in terms of coming from Forza and moving into this game, the only thing that's changed on lap 1 is if you crash, you get damaged. But the quality, honestly, is pretty much a Forza lobby, as we make our first passes since that last crash, and it's just 2 cars that have crashed. And that's literally every pass I make for the remainder of this race is someone who's gone off in an incident. I've just driven by them. So if you're playing a set of Corsa competition, at least in the public offers, if you just race the track, you're probably going to finish in the top 5 if you don't get absolutely wiped out, which really frustratingly has been happening. I find a lot of people in ACC will, if you attempt to pass them, they like to just immediately attempt to slam you off the road. I don't know why that's a thing, but it seems to be a thing that's been happening quite a lot. But overall, I really like driving in this game, and how it compares to Forza, it definitely gives you a much more realistic way of the car's driving as we try and smack that curve. Now, in Forza, you really don't get a realistic motion or feeling when you're hitting the curves, but in ACC it was great as we make more people who ended up getting drive-through penalties. In this game, as we see, I can't even get to a point because every single time we get a new point, there's a car crashing in front of us. The game is easy to drive, at least for me. I really like the visual aspects. I feel like I'm driving a car a lot more than I do in Forza Motorsport. In cockpit view, I've never really liked that view in Forza. I've always struggled with it. That's why I drive in third person and squeak by that BMW. And I drive in third person in that game because it just feels kind of arcadey to me. But in this game, it feels right to be close up in this cockpit view. I really like it. Sometimes it is a bit narrow, but I really am enjoying this race. And even for Forza, if I finish outside the top 2, I think I just had the worst race ever, or I feel like I should quit the game. I just felt good finishing in these lobbies. I felt if I had a contact-free run, which was only happened one race so far, I felt like super proud and I was super excited. So I feel a lot more excited that I've been playing this game, and I think I'm going to be playing a lot more ACC going forward. I don't really know on the Xbox side or the PC side any leagues or anything, and I'd love to learn a lot more about those because I really have been enjoying these races so far, especially when you can find someone who races it clean. I've still got a long way to go in terms of getting consistent and getting my brake lines down for the tracks. As you see, there's another issue. We're just gonna slide up the inside as he goes flying over the curve, and we make up another spot. So yeah, I'm gonna be looking to get into a lot more leagues and do as much as I can with this game because I've really been enjoying it. Unfortunately, though, I will be going out of town for a little while, so I won't really be able to touch it for a little bit, but when I come back, I really want to get down into finding out as much as I can about some more organized racing for ACC. Comparing it to Forza, I would say the best thing that this game has going for it in comparison is I can find my braking lines so much easier in Forza Motorsport. I really, really struggle finding a consistent braking line in Forza, or something to aim at on the track. This game, no issues at all. So we're gonna go through, and this is just a replay of the race start, and you can see, I'm trying to be cautious as I can. I'm trying to sit back. A bunch of people ended up getting drive-thrus on this race start for being out of position. It was just pure chaos. I do prefer the rolling starts over the standing starts in Forza, although I like a mixture of the two. So we're going down here to turn 1, and I'm already lifting because I can see all of this chaos up ahead of me. There's about 6 cars crashing. I just don't know where to go. Like, every race, turn 1 Monza, you have half the field taking the runoff. Everyone is still crashing. Honestly, I've had a lot of fun just rewatching the replays. So we make it by this guy, and then what's this guy doing? Like, come on, man. Just trying to have a race here. So, we're gonna do another race, and actually this one, we're in the Ferrari 296. Again, we're actually qualified this time. We're starting up front. Again, I want to be cautious. I don't want to, you know, overdo it. I haven't really gotten the starts down yet. I've got a lot of people really destroy me on these race starts, but we get a little bump draft, which, yeah, didn't really do much. We're already several wide on the straightaway. Going into turn 1, I want to be on the inside line just in case. But the issue with that decision was it ended up picking me on the outside line for the next corner, so I make it through there, and oh my god, hello Ford Mustang, and now I've got nowhere to go but the gravel. So we started P4, we're finally back on track. Now, yeah, we've lost some spots. We got a long way to go to make up a lot of that ground. There's no way I'm going to be catching the top 2 guys. They were really fast in qualifying. But maybe we can get back into the top 3. I'm using the wall right here, that orange marker, as my braking line. And with the GT3 cars, late lunge from the car behind. And with the GT3 cars, with the ABS they have, you can just slam on the brakes, which is rather nice. So we're going to try and find our way around the Lexus here. We want to be aggressive because there's actually that's a GT2 Audi, not a GT3. And they have ridiculous top speed. Now, that really probably looked like I just wiped that guy out. That is not what happened, and I go back and look at it. The Audi hit my rear corner as I was finishing passing him, and that's what sent me into that car. At least that's what I think happened. I don't think I just absolutely dive-bombed that guy for no reason. At least I really hope I did. I think I had contact with the Audi. But this race was a little bit before I recorded it. I'm pretty sure there was contact with the Audi, and I'm really hoping that was the case. But we lose a lot of positions on lap 1, and this Mustang's going to go wide on the exit, so we're going to be able to just sneak back by him in the Ferrari. I like with the ACC cars, they all do really feel like their own car. I feel like it can be competitive with a lot of different ones, but each car does feel a little bit individualistic, and the newer cars, they really just feel better. They don't feel faster, they just feel like they can do everything easier. You don't have to push them as hard to go fast. If you hopped into like the 2012 Jag or some of the older ones, over the curves they're a little bit more aggressive, and that's just been my experience so far. As we have this big battle, which I'm impressed they're still going, because every time I've run into any group of cars, there's been death. As we catch a little bit of the grass, we're sitting right up here behind the Audi. I'm trying not to get too in the draft. I don't want to get too close in case something happens in turn 1. I want to be close enough to recover a mistake from them, but I don't want to really involve myself in this battle too much yet, because I'm still not very confident with holding my line with the other cars in this game yet. It's definitely a much bigger challenge than Forza, and you don't want to make contact because you're punished much more in Forza, because you don't want that damage and lose some top end on the straights. I noticed after some front end damage in the Mustang, I was down about 15 kilometers, which at Monza is going to make a big difference. So we're going to try and finish up this battle. I made a little bit of a lunge on the inside, but that's just to force him to go wide over the curb on the exit. And we're going to be able to sneak by him and take him to the fifth position. And we had a chance at a podium, and I haven't really actually won a race or got a podium yet by this time. So I'm really excited now. I've got to push now really, really, really hard because I might get a podium. This is my first ever chance at it in the ACC multiplayer. But this Porsche ended up being really quick on the straights, driving right back by us. I don't know if I had some damage on my car or he just was running even less air than I was, but he's going to end up overdriving the car right there. We try and sneak by, but that's going to compromise our exit a little bit. But the Ferrari able to take that curve a lot better than some of the other cars that I've driven so far, and I haven't even gotten to the setup part yet. But the baseline setups, the Ferrari has been very, very easy to drive. Now, going into here, you're going to see he ends up blowing the curve, and he's going to end up getting himself out. He's going to get a penalty. And you know what? He gained some time. He's got the penalty. Ends up pretty much defining the race, but we're going to end up trying to finish the race and get by him anyways. Alright, so here we are closing in on him on the last lap. We don't want that charity of that drive-through penalty. We want to beat him on merit. So we're going to come down all the way through. We're going to brake just after the bridge, slam on the brakes, lift off, coast through the corner. He's going to make a mistake by driving it in too deep. We are going to get a monster run down on the backstretch, which is going to give us the ability to make the move down into the final corner. We're in the draft of this Audi R8. Just barely going to be able to get alongside as we go into the brake zone. Brake just deep enough, hold the inside line, make sure we don't drift up so we can't cut back underneath, and we are going to take a nice little ride to the finish. Now, this race we managed to turn into a good result. Well, it hasn't been every race, so here we are. We're at Paul Ricard, another track, and I'm trying again to drive cautiously. Like I just want to make it through the first lap without maximum damage. So we're gonna be really, really cautious here into this first corner. Like, look at everyone going, and I'm like, okay, so far so good. We're gonna, hop over the curves a little bit, and there's just yeah. Okay, we're through. We're through. All right, we're good. We're gonna be able to make it through this time. All good. All good. So we're going to go ahead. Oh, there's another death. Oh, there's a couple of deaths. We're going to go around the outside of this Mercedes and oh, there's another accident. All right, let's just hark a left here, not come onto the track aggressively. And all right, we're back on track. I don't think we gained any time. Oh, we'll drive through penalties. That's not good. And yeah. So that race didn't go as planned, unlike winning or getting third place in our first ever podium in the last one. So anyways, thanks guys for watching. I think I'm going to play a lot more ACC. And if you have any recommendations for leagues or anything that you think I should try, I would be very interested if you could put them in the comments down below. I'll see you guys next time. And as always, have a good one.